This video is going to cover number 1 through 4. This is a linear programming problem where we're going to have to write linear inequalities to represent all of the constraints in this scenario. So Farmer Reeps-A-Lot has 10 acres of land on which he plans to grow wheat and rye. In order to qualify for necessary government subsidies, he must plant at least 10 or at least 7 acres of land. However, he only has $1,200 to spend on crops and planting supplies. Each acre of wheat costs $200 to plant. Each acre of rye costs $100 to plant. Moreover, there is a heavy rain in the forecast, so Farmer Reeps-A-Lot must finish planting in the next 12 hours so the crops can be properly irrigated. It takes an hour to plant an acre of wheat.
Attention students, if you've been assigned after school detention, report to the library. After school detention, please report to the library.
All right. It takes an hour.
Teachers, can you please post your attendance for today? Teachers, please post your attendance for today. Thank you.
All right. Sorry about that. So an hour to plant an acre of wheat and 2 hours to plant an acre of rye. There's a lot of information here. We're going to split it into different categories so that we can write our inequalities. So notice there's 2 inequalities that need to be written for acreage. So let's find the appropriate information in the problem that will help us with that. But first, let's define variables. So we're going to let x, so the x-axis here, we'll say that that will be the number of acres of wheat. And then we can let y equal the number of acres of rye. So in that case, as far as acreage, it says he has 10 acres of land. So for both the wheat and the rye combined, we must stay at 10 acres or less. Now, there's a second inequality for acreage because it says in order to qualify for necessary government subsidies, he must plant at least 7 acres of his land. So x plus y needs to be at least 7, which is greater than or equal to 7. Now let's look at cost. So let's look at all the information related to money. He only has $1,200. Each acre of wheat costs $200. Each acre of rye costs $100. So since x is wheat and each acre costs 200, that's 200x plus 100 for each acre of rye. That would be 100y. And he only has $1,200, so this needs to be less than or equal to 1,200. Lastly, for time, it says he must finish planting in the next 12 hours. It takes 1 hour to plant an acre of wheat, 2 hours to plant an acre of rye. So again, x is wheat, so 1x plus 2 hours for each acre of rye must be less than or equal to a total of 12. So we have these 4 inequalities here. We're going to graph them all on this axis here. Before we do that, let's go ahead and get these into mx plus b form. These 2 are simple because we just need to move x over. So this would be y is less than or equal to negative x plus 10. And then this one would be y is greater than or equal to negative x plus 7. On this one, we're going to have to subtract 200x from both sides. And then dividing by 100 would give us y is less than or equal to negative 2x plus 12. So we have these 3, and then our fourth one here, if we subtract x, that's 2y is less than or equal to negative 1x plus 12. Dividing by 2 would give us y is less than or equal to negative 1/2 x plus 6. Alright, now we can graph. So this one has a y-intercept at 10 and a slope of -1. This one has a y-intercept at 7 and a slope of -1. And I'm going to shade as I go. This one is less than or equal to. This one is greater than or equal to. Here I have a y-intercept of 12 and a slope of -2. Plot as many points as you can so that you have an accurate graph. Alright, that one is less than or equal to, so that's this way. And then -1fx plus 6. And that one is also less than or equal to. So it's probably a good idea to use different colors here so you can keep track of all the shading. But if this one is also less than or equal to, this way here, it turns out the overlap is only in this tiny region right here. So list the coordinates of the vertices. So we can see here that this vertex is at 5, 2. This vertex is at 2, 5. And then the last vertex is at 4, 4, right here. We have a triangle, so it has 3 vertices. And then it says he's going to make $500 for each acre of wheat, $300 for each acre of rye. So we can check to see which of these vertex points would give us the maximum profit. So here, this is the wheat and this is the rye. So 5 times 500 plus 2 times 300, because 300 for each acre of wheat. And then when we do this one, it would be 2 times 500 plus 5 times 300. And then the last one would be 4 of each, so 4 times 500 plus 4 times 300. So I'll let you do that on your own, calculate the total profit for each, and then state which combination would give you the most money.